Truthiracy, House of Wisdom. A documentary research film, The Dark Knight Rises. No conspiracy, just Truthiracy. There are many good conspiracy videos out there about this subject, but none of them take it to the level I'm gonna take it to. By now, everyone has heard about the massacre shooting during the premiere at midnight of The Dark Knight Rises at Century 16 Movie Theater in Aurora, Colorado. And if you're one of those who thinks that there is absolutely no conspiracy whatsoever, well, you're doing exactly what they want. You're a good little sheep. You are a follower or a sheeple doing exactly what you were programmed to do. And you were programmed to not think. You were programmed to not believe in conspiracies. You were programmed to believe lies, and when faced with real truth, you turn your back and ignore the facts. Your ignorance will not hide the truth, because the truth always surfaces. You might think that you can see clearly, but your eyes are wide shut. So go ahead and choose the blue pill of lies if you wish, but the red pill of truth does exist. And if you want to know the truth, then watch this video, and I challenge anybody to disprove any of the info I'm about to present to you. And I encourage you to watch this entire documentary before you place judgment, because evidence is like pieces of a puzzle. Although each little piece does not make sense to you, when you start to put the pieces together, they paint a picture, and then the picture becomes clear. So let's get started on this conspiracy, which is actually a truthiracy. You see, why do you think they actually called this film The Dark Knight Rises? And they released it on July 19th or 20th. Why do you think? Because this is symbolic symbolism of the Illuminati, or the El-Min of the moon. The Illuminati, the enlightened ones, the dark light. You see, we're talking about the phases of the moon, or more specifically, Dionic witchcraft, which comes from the Roman moon goddess Diana, using the moon phases to cast spells. You see, most people are very well aware of the full moon, but almost nobody is aware of the black moon, or the death of the moon. You see, a full moon is 100%, and a black moon is 0%. And many people might know it as a new moon, but really it's not a new moon at all. It's the death of the moon. And that's exactly why, if you've watched my videos in the past, you'll know that I call it the black moon of death. So you see, a new moon is actually the very first sliver of light, or the risen light of the reborn again moon. It's the first sliver of the virgin goddess moon. So you see, the black moon of death is used as the chaos moon, the moon of death and destruction. It is the moon of the dark night. So when the dark night rises, it's talking about the new virgin moon that rises from the death of the chaos moon, or the black moon of death. And this is exactly why The Dark Knight Rises was released on July 19th and the 20th, because the 20th of July As you see here on this moon phase calendar was the night of the black moon of death. And you'll notice that the 20th is when the new moon or the dark night rises. It's the new virgin moon that rises from the death of the black chaos moon or the black moon of death. You see, when you're looking at a full moon, you'll notice that it seems to last for about 2 to 3 nights. And it's the same story with the black moon of death. That's why when you look into the sky, you'll notice there's no moon. It's all blacked out. It's dead. That's why it's completely dark. It's the death of the moon. And if you're a skeptic and you actually think that I'm full of bullshit, you're sadly mistaken, because there are roughly 13 black moons in an annual year, or 13 black moons out of 365 days in a year, which is about 4% of the year. Believe me, we are just getting started. By the way, I'm sure you're familiar with the Illuminatist John Carpenter and all of the Illuminati films that he has produced over the years. And perhaps some of you will remember the video that YouTube banned that I made called 911 Escape from New York. But I want to draw attention to a movie that he wrote called The Black Moon Rising. A movie that was supposed to be about a car, you know, kind of like the Batmobile. And wouldn't you know it that The Black Moon Rising was actually released on the night of the Black Moon of Death. So now that you understand the full moon of life and the empty black moon of death, you'll understand the symbolic symbolism of black magic and white magic. Now, The Dark Knight Rises is distributed by Warner Brothers. And would you believe that Warner Brothers was actually founded upon the night of the Black Moon of Death? So if you're new to watching my videos, then perhaps this latest attack by the Illuminati, or should I say the latest sacrifice on the night of the Black Moon of Death, just might seem like a coincidence to you. But to my viewers who have watched my videos over the years will know that it's no coincidence. Without question, I have proven beyond a reasonable doubt that the Illuminati uses the power of the moon phases. They use moon witchcraft, and that is not a theory. I have proven thousands of examples to prove that it is, without question, a pure fact. So to the general public or to the sheeple, many of these events just seem like natural events or coincidences, but to those that have eyes to see, they know without question that these events are planned. And all of these black moons that I'm showing you right now are just a small sample, not including all of the full moon events and quarter moon events. These are just a small grain that lies upon the beach. And unfortunately, YouTube, or more specifically the Illuminati, have banned many of my videos over the years, so there is only a handful that remain from the hundreds that I have actually produced. So if I try to upload them again, well, they will ban me again. So do a search, because there are other people out there that have actually uploaded my other videos. You see, you may not realize it, but we live our lives around the moon phases, which is why our calendar is based upon the solar lunar calendar. That's why we have a year, or a ya, which is exactly why our month is named after the moon. And this is why our day begins at midnight, or the height of the moon. So you see, this is why the Hebrew calendar is also lunar solar. Thus, the new crescent moon or the new moon is when they have their holidays, which is exactly why they have their sacrifices. And this is why they praise their God according to the phases of the moon. So you see, the crescent of the moon is the moon arc, which is exactly why the moon arc is the symbolic representation of bull horns, thus the moon god or the bull god. And this is exactly why the Hebrew Israelites were worshiping their God, which is the Son of God, or more specifically, the golden calf of the bull god. Upon the mountain of the bull, or upon the mountain of the moon, of Mount Sinai, or Mount Sin. So this is why the Illuminati worship the Bi-Bull, which is the bull god El of the Bible. And that's exactly why we have the bull or the Taurus or the Torah. So that's why the Bible says to sacrifice 2 bulls or Bibles upon the new moon. So perhaps now you'll understand why the Ark of the Covenant is pulled by 2 bulls or Bibles, and why the 2 angels or Ang of Els are Michael and Gabriel, which represent both the sun and the moon. And the bullhorns of the moon, or the crescent of the moon, is exactly where we get our word Christ, which comes from crescent, which is why it begins with the letter C. So you see, this is why Jesus represents both the sun and the moon. That's why the etymology of Jesus is Dios, which comes from the deity of the 2, the Dione. Thus, Jesus is the son of the bull god. That's why Jesus has the bull horns, thus the crown of thorns. And that's why the shroud of Turin is showing you the bull horns upon his head. And that's exactly why the etymology of Turin is the bull. And that's why the city of Turin shows you the sacred bull. You see, Jesus is the son of God, which is actually Baal, who is the son of the bull god El. So you see, the Illuminati have worshipped the sacred bull god since ancient times, and that's exactly why you'll find the bull in front of Wall Street, because that is the Illuminati symbol. So that's why the Illuminati use the symbolism of the sacred fertility of the bull, or Baal, which means the white light or the white house. So the obelisk is actually the fertility of the bull penis, or the bull god. And that's why the cornerstone for the Washington Monument was laid on the night of the Black Moon of Death. So perhaps now you will understand the symbolism of Batman and the nighttime of the moon. And you see, this is exactly why Batman shows you the symbolic representation of the sacred horns. He is the hero of the Illuminati, the horned god, which represents the bullhorns of the bull god. So now you understand why The Dark Knight Rises was released upon the Black Moon of Death. And now you'll understand why they premiered it at midnight. Because midnight is the height of the bullhorns of the moon. So you see, when the clock strikes 12 or midnight, it is the time of separation between day and night. Thus, a new day or deity begins. Once again, we're talking about the power of the moon or moon witchcraft, which is exactly why midnight to 1 a.m. is known as the witching hour. Thus, the time of black magic and spells and witchcraft, death, chaos, and sacrifice. So this is why our year ends at the 12 and begins again at the 1 or the 13. And you see, this is why the tarot card number 12 is the Hanged Man, and tarot card number 13 is Death.